before we start.
Can you check the lumens here?
Yes.
Beep, beep.
Air, Tyler. It says air.
That's not a lumen checker.
Yeah, it is.
It's a measurement.
It's a lumens. We're checking our lumens. Chief Safety Officer, we're here. Tyler, we are in a wild spot right now.
Where are we, Jimmy?
We are, first of all, what we did was we decided that if pickleball is unsafe, we are going to take all the safety measures for this episode.
Uh-huh.
Okay, actually we didn't. But we are here in Lehigh, Utah, my hometown, actually.
Which is insane because you still showed up late, and I thought if it was closer to your house, you would be on time.
First of all, I was 2 minutes late because I went to get a table. Second of all, we're here in my hometown at the Lehigh Picklr. As you can see, if you look around, it is still under construction.
Yes.
But 13 courts.
Yep.
It is an incredible facility. It smells like fresh lacquer in here. The courts have just been painted.
Yep.
Black walls, so the visibility is top notch, nothing better. The lumens are as good as it gets.
Okay.
And there may or may not be a special room. 7 Minutes in Heaven with Tyler and Jimmy. No? Did you ever play that as a kid?
No.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I'm
You
not.
missed out. Did you play Spin the Bottle?
I'm a little bit younger than you.
Did you play Spin the Zin? Oh.
Yeah. So this is an actual.
These are the plans. Yeah.
Plans for the facility.
Yeah, we got our Zin. We got earplugs. This is so if you guys see Banner calling anywhere close, be safe. We got lighters. We got our hard hat. So, anyways, there is a podcast studio.
So we have our own podcast studio
built here.
So we might be upping the quality a little bit.
Yeah.
If we're able to get into this room, we might be having some new guests. We might be having some new shows, some new content, some new everything.
Yeah, we are, the plan right now, I mean, things can always change, but the plan now, this is, the grand opening here should be around
first week in June.
First to middle of June.
Yep.
And we will start doing pods out of our brand new studio.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
We
who
are
thought?
out, and here's the other thing.
2 years ago.
2-year anniversary
Yep.
was last week
Yep.
of King of the Court. We were out of Mom's basement
Yep.
on Mother's Day. Shout out all the moms. Shout out the mom who helps keep the show and our Instagram and everything running. Sarah, she's a big help to the show. But yeah, Tyler, we're coming on up. Like the Jeffersons. Did you ever watch the Jeffersons? Probably not. Too
No.
young. Coming on up to the east side.
Okay.
So we're here, Lehigh Picklr, title sponsor,
Yes.
Picklr. They have something coming up, summer camps.
Yep.
So go check them out. They have summer camps. Oh, it's windy.
But
See?
you would never know it's windy
Because we're
indoors.
inside. Yes, see? This is actually a legit question we'll talk about later on the pod. Look, the door is even open. That's how windy it is. Would you rather play in the wind or with bad lighting?
Depends on how
Guess
windy
what?
and how.
If you're at the Picklr, you don't have to choose. You don't have to choose either one. So,
Should every court come standard with a lumen checker?
yeah, we have one right here. Beep, 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 beep.
Okay.
Also-
Thank you.
You don't need these at the Picklr because look at the sound baffling. You don't need it.
Incredible.
You don't need this because the court spacing is top notch. There's no safety issues here.
Incredible.
Anyway, summer camps coming up. Check them out. Listen, you want to get your kids out of the house. You're tired of them sitting around playing video games. You don't want them on StarCraft all day long, right? You want them to be active. You don't want them to grow up looking like me. So you need to get them out of the house, get them to the Picklr summer camp, sign them up. They have quality instruction. They get to actually meet people. You can even send them out to touch a little bit of grass. We'll bring some turf so they can pretend that they're touching grass. Break a sweat. It's good for them. Mom and dad, check out the Picklr summer camps on thepicklr.com.
And last but not least, actually we have a couple more.
Yeah.
Stack Athletics.
Stack.
Their spring summer collection.
Spring.
Incredible.
Yes.
Great quality. Great comfort.
Buttery soft.
Great style.
We have pants.
Yeah.
We have
Polos that you're not wearing.
This could be, you never know. We have polos. We have shorts. And they still have all the other great stack attire that you have grown to love. I have a pair of the tourney shorts.
Yeah.
Actually, I have a couple pair. And I actually need to replenish my collection because summer's here now.
Yeah.
And so or spring, what is it, May? It's almost summer. Mm-hmm. So go check them out, stackathletics.com, use code KOTC. We also have affiliate link. It's just stackathletics.com/KOTC.
Go check them out now because our code may not last much longer, so go check it out.
And the inventory may not last much longer.
Exactly. Also, we have Pickleball Central. If you're interested in getting any product pickleball related, go click on the link in the description below. It will automatically apply to your order. And last but not least, if you are planning on attending any of the PPA and or MLP tournaments as spectators, you can use code KOTC at checkout and it will give you the best discount available. And it actually adds up to be quite a lot. We've had a lot of people message us saying they've saved over $100 for their tickets.
Yeah, it works on everything.
Yep.
So go check them out. We have Austin coming up. MLP Austin, I will be there.
We have PPA Atlanta, which Connor Pardo just claims that they have sold out already of the Sunday seating for Championship Sunday.
Awesome. So yeah, check that out. You can go on Sunday. You cannot go on Sunday, but maybe they're scout. Is there going to be a secondary ticket market for PPA soon? Is that what we're looking at?
I hope so.
But MLP Austin, I will be at MLP Austin.
Okay.
It is at the Austin Pickle Ranch. They're putting in brand new courts outside. This is for those of you the few of you who are still fans of Ben and Colin. This is the first Ben and Colin John certified courts.
Is it the entire facility or just one or two courts?
I have no idea, but guess what? They're not even doing them. They're doing them outside. So you don't even get to see how well the lumens are inside. But it's going to be awesome. The ranchers are going all out. Did you see the ad they did? There's like Coachella. It's like a music festival.
I did, yeah.
I made it.
No, you didn't.
I did too.
You made it on
the app.
Yeah. I thought you said you made
no. We have a tape measure. How long do you think that is?
I know exactly how long that is.
How long? I'm just curious if you're good with measurements.
Well, it says the number 6 right there, so.
Yeah, 6. Would you guess that was 6 inches?
Yeah.
Anyways, I've been saying that's 6 inches for years. All right, moving on.
All right, hold on. I got to make sure the camera's still rolling, and then we'll keep going after this.
Are we in trouble?
All right, we're good.
All right.
So,
we just clapped at the same time.
In sync.
In sync.
Backstreet Boys are in sync.
I met this lady yesterday. True story. Okay, 2 things. First of all, I was in Florida.
Yes.
Okay, and I'm walking down the street.
Did you wear a tank top?
No, I have the worst. I won't show. I have the worst tan line.
We know that.
But I was walking down the street. Okay, this is not an exaggeration.
So it's a little bit of an exaggeration.
No, it's not. A lady comes full on in her motorized cart. Okay, you know the motorized carts, right? And I'm walking, and I'm going straight. I can walk in a straight line. I am not. And she's going, and she's like veering, and I don't see her because I'm in front of her. All of a sudden, she hits my foot. Okay, with her cart. Now, a normal human being, you hit somebody's foot and you're in a motorized vehicle, I would hit the brakes. Mm-hmm. I don't know about you, but I would hit the brakes. Not this lady. Mm-hmm. She hits the gas, full speed. So like 7 miles an hour, but
Send
still,
it, baby.
Over the top of my foot.
Send it.
Says, oh my, starts screaming, hits my foot, goes over the next foot.
She should sue you.
I stepped and rolled my ankle. True story. Rolled my ankle. Like it's swelled up. That's how bad it was. This is not joking. She's got her 2 kids walking by her. They're adult age. They start grabbing the handle to the cart. I'm laying there like she's rolling over me. Okay, it's just chaos. It's absolute chaos. And then it gets better. They finally get the cart over. She looks back, keeps going.
Flips you off?
She says, you effing bitch.
To you?
To me. Well. I said, Kate Fahey, I didn't do anything. But really, that's a true story. And I was like, why? What did I do? I was literally
You were in her way.
I was walking.
You were in her way.
It was wild. Like and then I limped and then I got hurt. Anyways, I'm healthy now. I'm back. Atlanta. You leave tomorrow.
Yeah, so I leave tomorrow.
Progressive.
Real quick, MLP, they have changed some dates or added a new location. So they had Salt Lake MLP, but then they changed that to Daytona, Jimmy's favorite place.
Yeah, so they were supposed to be, this is kind of funny. So I actually talked to your favorite person, which I kind of feel like that's where we are right now, is on Tennis Sucks. Because, you know, it's a construction site, and that's what it sounds like whenever they talk. But so your favorite person, I said, hey, because that's where I was. I was in St. Petersburg, Clearwater area.
So you were hanging out with Graham.
Well, I texted him, and he never texted me back. He left me on red, which kind of hurt. But so I just said, hey, are you guys still doing St. Petersburg? Because I heard a rumor it was moving. And Travis actually responded, and he said, yes. Not 6 hours later, MLP releases a thing saying St. Petersburg is dead.
Gotcha.
So I guess the facility is not done yet.
Didn't you say they were frauds?
I did not say that. The facility is not done. It's not completed.
Maybe that came to fruition.
Maybe. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they ran out of money. I don't know what happened. But the facility.
Didn't you say they got new cars?
Yeah, well, actually, Travis bought a car from Graham, and it was a freaking lemon. He got screwed by his best friend. Like, what a horrible friend. So, anyways, it's not completed. So what they did was, Salt Lake was supposed to be June 5th through 9th. They moved Salt Lake to the St. Petersburg dates.
Same dates?
Same dates, which are now end of July.
Awesome.
31st through August 3rd, I believe.
Okay.
And then they took the Salt Lake dates and they turned that into Daytona Beach.
Gotcha.
Everybody's favorite location.
Same teams, everything?
Same. The teams have not switched. But if you were if you're going to St. Petersburg, now you're playing in Salt Lake. If you're playing Salt Lake, now you're playing in Daytona. Here's the sickest part about that whole thing.
Okay.
The Black Bears were not playing Salt Lake, but we were playing St. Petersburg. So now
you get to go to your favorite place?
Salt Lake.
Gotcha.
We missed Daytona. I don't have to go to Daytona. I don't have to go back to Florida. Have you ever Googled Florida Man and then your birthday?
I'm the one who brought that up last time. Yeah.
Have you done it?
I have, yeah.
So I did it while I was in Florida.
Yeah.
Don't ever do it in Florida. Because
You'll get hit with
literally,
ads.
well, not only that, but it happens like within yards of you. It's wild. So anyways, Daytona Beach, bring your false teeth.
Okay.
Bring your
self-defense
items. Maybe some pepper spray, right? Maybe bring some change for the people that hang out outside the facility. And show up, because the MLP Daytona is on.
All right, following up on our previous pod, we talked about the punishment for the Johns brothers. And since then, there was a statement that was released. However, it came a little bit delayed. People were thinking it was going to come on Monday. It didn't come until Wednesday or Thursday of the following week. So give us a little bit of background. Give us some details on this.
I actually was able to talk to Connor Pardo.
Okay.
Directly, and because look, the punishment does not fit the crime in this situation.
Okay.
And it's the opposite of what normally happens.
Give us a recap of everything really quick.
So obviously Ben and Colin quit in the middle of a match. So here is the full story, and this was released on another publication, The Dink, so we got to give credit where credit's due. But I also spoke with Connor Pardo. I spoke with Samin a little bit about this. So here's the situation. The day before the event, Ben gets there and he texts Connor, and he says, "Hey, this lighting is not great." Connor says, "Look, do your best. Do the best that you can. Like, it is what it is. There's nothing that we can do, really, at this point, to change the lighting."
Yeah.
Right. And they've tried to be accommodating to Ben's eye issue. He's the number one men's player in the world. They've tried to be accommodating to him. So he plays the first day. They did fine, he played whatever. Second day he shows up, and I guess he felt like the lighting on grandstand court was even worse, like couldn't even see a ball. And he basically said that he was just trying to get the match over with, which we saw, he tanked. Like, you can't argue that he didn't tank. He can't argue that he didn't tank, like, it is what it is. He stood there, right? Now look.
However, the infamous point of him just standing there, they actually won it.
They did win that point.
So that's actually not a bad strategy.
Yeah, but he stood there with the Vivian Glassman overhead,
yeah.
Which maybe she's spending a little too much time on toast with Viv, and she is, practicing pickleball, and her overhead probably wouldn't have got returned. But with that being said, he just stood there. He wasn't scared. He wasn't worried about the lighting in that situation. And so anyways, the match gets over with. He ends up texting Samin and says, I can't do it, I can't see, I'm out. Now, according to the article and according to what we've heard, Samin said, okay, right? There wasn't a lot to it. They talked about it. Samin said, okay, like he in a way gave him permission. I don't think he was happy about it. I don't think he was encouraging of it. I did hear from somebody else that they did offer to bring in temporary lighting. And Ben said it would only increase 10 to 15%. It wasn't enough for him. I don't know. That was from a third party, so I don't know if that's true or not. But so Ben basically said, no thanks. And I also heard that he was already in the parking lot when he sent this text. He was out of there. So then I think it was around an hour or a little bit of time later, he sends a text that says, oh, and Colin's pulling out too. And Samin, I guess he either didn't respond or he gave it a thumbs up or he never actually said okay, but he didn't say not okay. So they took that as permission. So now, then all of a sudden PPA releases this statement saying, we're reviewing it and any punishments will be handed down on Monday. So Ben and Colin were like, wait a minute, what punishments? You gave us permission to pull out. On the PPA side, they're like, we didn't technically give them permission, but I guess we didn't discourage it either. So that's where the conflict comes in. I'm sure if Samin had to do it all over again, he would have handled it a little bit differently. I think he was trying to be a good commissioner and be cognizant of Ben's issues.
Because Samin was there in person.
In person, Connor Pardo was not. So it ended up getting passed on to Samin, who we know is the MLP commissioner. So I think Samin was trying to be a good, he's trying to be cognizant of Ben's issues, but also knowing he has to run an event as well. And so anyways, Ben and Colin pieced out. There was no talk of them staying at all, which to me that's the bad luck. If Ben's leaving because he can't see, I look at that as like an injury. I don't know why he couldn't have stayed on the sidelines. Colin, in my opinion, had no reason to leave, had no reason not to play. And so they both start releasing their statements, obviously saying, we didn't do anything, blah, blah, blah. So then I don't know if the board met or if Connor and Samin and Tom Dunn, everybody meets. And they decide to come up with an appropriate kind of punishment. So UPA releases this statement that basically makes it sound like they're at fault, UPA's at fault, and that Ben and Colin have graciously forfeited their appearance fees for the events they didn't play in. And it almost flips back on the UPA, like they're the ones that screwed this whole thing up. But when the true story came out, I mean, there's fault on both sides, but in the end, Ben and Colin still made the decision to quit. They were the ones that quit. So there was no punishment. Ben was fined $60,000, not fined. He forfeited $60,000 because he didn't play those 4 matches. Which also, by the way, what do you think about the fact that last year, just Susanna Barr. Susanna Barr was paid $10,000 to play all of MLP last year. Ben Johns is making $15,000, not an event, a MLP match. He makes $15,000 a match. That's pretty incredible.
It's pretty high,
I guarantee you, I would guess that Martin, who filled in for him, probably made $1,000, $1,500. I would guess that Tammy and Ross Whitaker are in similar boats, and Ben's making $15,000 a match. And he can't bother to show up. He can't bother to sit on the sidelines. That's crazy to me. PPA also said Colin didn't basically have permission to leave, but they didn't stop him, so they're going to take fault for that. So I feel like PPA is being good. They're not trying to railroad their number one player. They understand that they understand his value, but then they released a very strong statement to the players, right? That you players received. And you can talk about that a little bit. That
I skimmed it. I didn't
basically it says.
Basically, you just need to try.
Basically, it says we're over your bullshit. We're tired of players tanking. And it's not just Ben and Colin, although those are the ones that are easy to highlight. There's been other players.
Sure.
And basically, they're saying if you're not giving forth your best effort moving forward, there's going to be fines, suspensions, or even we're gonna
terminate
contracts because we're over it. And look, I think that this was PPA kind of their final straw. I think that because of how they handled it, they weren't able to like fully drop a hammer on Ben and Colin. I think they would have liked to. If you want my honest opinion, I don't know this, but I think they would have liked to. But I think that they because of how it was handled, this is the best they could do.
Yeah.
But now moving forward, everybody's been put on notice. There's no like you weren't given a warning. There's no we didn't know. There's no none of this. If you see Ben and Colin play a bronze medal match in Atlanta, and you see Ben giving a half-ass effort where they lose 11-0, 11-1, the hammer's coming down.
Yeah, they say that.
I mean,
I'll believe it when I
Okay,
see
I agree, but it has to at this point.
it. It needs to. Yeah.
It needs to, yes. I mean, it's all been laid out. Atlanta, there's a potential that Atlanta has played indoors.
I'm sure there's going to be at least one day where it's indoors.
Yeah, because there's rain in the forecast.
Yeah.
So there's a very high potential that Atlanta has played indoors. And it's going to be played indoors with the lifetime ball, which you have said is blazing fast.
Yeah, and it's indoors, so almost always lighting indoors is not always as bright as it is outdoors.
So we may have worse lighting,
Yeah.
and we're going to have a faster ball.
Yeah.
So what does Ben do?
Yeah.
If he knows that's coming, should he pull out now?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I don't know what the solution is, but the point is I think a lot of people are calling PPA soft. A lot of players, I mean, freaking Zane was saying that they got a new sponsor, Downey Ultra Soft.
Yeah.
I heard that he may be getting a fine for that. I don't know if that's true either, but
Yeah.
lots of things getting
He would love that.
lots of things getting spilled out there. Anyways, Will Howells went at him, but I see after they released like the full statement of why they felt like their hands were tied, because you can't.
Well, it was handled poorly.
It was handled poorly.
That's why.
Exactly. Yes, it was their own fault.
Yes.
It was their own fault.
Yeah.
But moving forward, I do think that they've set this up now, where, like, we're in a space now where it's like if you tank or you pull out or you do any of these things, like there's going to be extreme consequences moving forward.
Yeah.
I do believe that. I think that they've set that precedence. I also know though that there's people there's members, there's owners, there are people that are very high up in people that they are pissed about this, and they're pissed about how it was handled, and they agree with the way it was handled, but it doesn't mean that they don't think that more of a punishment should have been, you know, levied out with these guys. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like I said, Atlanta's coming up. I mean, I hope that there's a whole group of people that show up with safety vests and their hard hats, and they are there so Ben knows that safety first. If Ben doesn't wear glasses in Atlanta, I mean, I feel like maybe that makes him a little bit of a fraud, because again, now we're playing with a faster ball. If you're so worried about safety, and it's such a safety issue, and for me, my own personal opinion is I think Ben couldn't see. He doesn't like MLP. He didn't want to be there anyways. And so he pulled out because it's better for him to pull out than for him to get wrecked by who he considers lower level players, which we know that's a fact because Colin called them quarterfinal jackasses.
Yeah.
And Ben and Colin hate MLP because they don't get to pick their team, even though he got to pick his brother, which was a big mistake. And so he feels like Ben should only play with the best players, and they just don't understand how team sports work. And that's okay, but they don't. And so it wouldn't shock me if, you know, in Atlanta, like, you know, like Ben at this point, he should be probably concerned with safety if he really means that, because this lifetime ball is faster. It is harder.
Yeah.
It is. We're still using the same rocket paddles, and there's a chance that we're going to be playing indoor courts with worse lighting. I mean, if he's not worried about safety in this event, then he's never going to be worried about safety.
Yeah.
So, enough of that. Moving on.
All right, moving on. So, as Jimmy said, we do have the PPA Atlanta tournament this upcoming week. It is one of their majors.
Yeah.
It is being played at the Lifetime in, I believe, Peachtree Corners. It's a
Peachtree
beautiful.
Corners.
It's actually a really beautiful venue.
Yeah, I mean that whole facility is awesome.
Yeah. All right, so we will get into some of the draws. First, we will do men's singles. Is that good?
Yeah, let's do men's singles, Tyler.
All right, so
you're playing.
I am playing, yes.
You haven't played singles in a minute.
Yeah, a couple tournaments.
Yeah, but you're back.
I am back.
Like you never left.
Exactly.
I mean, the one thing I'm going to say about men's singles is that, I mean, we have guys like Black Bear, Juan Benitez.
In addition to the round of 128 that starts in the main draw, you have qualifiers.
Yeah.
And after that, you get placed into a round of 128.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So we have, so that's what's crazy is there's qualies, and then you go around 128.
128.
So there's singles matches that are going to be played tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
A round of 128 be played tomorrow?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. So the 1 seed's Fed. Fed's going to play a quali or top.
What paddle is he using?
So that's a good question, right? He used that Adidas paddle for a minute.
For a minute, yeah.
And then he switched back to the Yola. Jay DeVilliers is using a Yola. Todd Fote was using a Yola. It seems that, a lot of players are going with a you can't beat them, join them type of situation now. And, I think it's evening. They're hoping that it evens the playing field, right?
Yeah.
So Fed's the 1 seed. Speaking of Yolas, he has a legit chance to play Max Freeman, who Colin Johns once said was a 4-5 with a rocket paddle. And Max Freeman actually uses Colin Johns' paddle, or he was at the time, which is pretty funny. So
I think he's using a paddle tech now.
Is he switched?
I think.
Okay.
But that paddle is very powerful also.
So one match in this round of 64 that I think is going to be electric. We have Jack Sock against Jonathan Medina Alvarez.
So Jonathan, he beat Jack. I think the last time they played.
Yeah.
And that was in North Carolina. And Jonathan beat him.
And he just signed with PPA.
He did, yeah, just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, so now he's a PPA signed player. The other thing is we have some MLP teammates playing. Kaysen Campbell and Travis Rettenmeyer.
Okay.
Florida Smash teammates. So that'll be a good matchup. Ryan Sherry versus Jay DeVilliers. Now, a very underrated singles player who was just picked up by Las Vegas Night Owls, James Delgado, will play Gabe Tardio.
All right, also, Zane Ford versus Eric Onson's first round.
Yeah, dude, there is no...
Who do you have coming out of that?
I like Zane Ford in that. I
Really?
think Onson's is solid, but I think Zane Ford's a better singles player right now. But also Tom Protzak against Michael Lloyd.
So I know the name.
Tom has some big wins.
Yes, he has some good wins. I know the name. I haven't seen him in person, but I know the name, and he has had some success. So.
Yeah, he just signed with somebody.
Pro XR maybe?
Maybe. He just signed with a paddle company. Also, Japanese soft tennis world champion Yuta against J-Dub.
Who do you have in this one? Roscoe Bellamy or James Ignatowicz?
That's a tough one too, but I like Roscoe in that one.
Okay.
But here's the crazy thing is it wouldn't shock me if Ignatowicz beats him.
Yeah.
Like Ignatowicz is a very good 50 seed, right? Like, yeah, I mean it's crazy. So one thing is Ben Johns is all the way down at the 4 seed. Now if you win, you play.
If I win my first
Ivan
round.
Jakalovic.
Yep.
Jakalovic.
Yep.
So Ivan is a lefty.
Yes.
Like you.
Yep.
So we have 2 lefties playing singles. If you win, you get Benjamin Michael Johns.
Yep.
Is his middle name Michael?
He is going to want to take out me.
I actually hope it's indoor.
Yeah.
And I hope that every time you hit a ball past him, say, did you see that? Could you see that? Okay.
Oh, Jimmy, making enemies for me. I love it.
So, yeah, anyways, I mean, this is a loaded field, honestly. I mean, Fed, I like Fed, but the crazy thing about Fed is Fed has to go through either Moda Alhouni, who is a great singles player, Max Freeman, and then he's got to go, look at this, look at these 4. Gabe Joseph, Zane Navratil, JLG, Ross Whitaker.
Yep.
And then you got to go through Dylan, Donald Young, Scarpa, Jack Sock, Jonathan Medina Alvarez, Kaysen Campbell. Yeah. I mean, dude, it is stacked.
I don't know how you predict men's singles anymore.
I don't either.
Honestly.
I mean, I think
I used to think Fed was kind of the staple, but right now I think the top 4, top 6 can be totally random.
I mean, dude, Christian is the 7.
Oh, who does he play?
So he has the winner of Martin Emmerich and a quali, but then he ends up getting Julian or Blaine Havanier. Both of them could beat him.
Yep.
That's what's crazy.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know how you predict it. I will say that I do think that I mean Noe's a freaking 18 seed.
He plays Spencer, right?
Yeah, Spencer Smith. Yeah. And then the winner plays Michael Lloyd or Tom.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's and then the winner of that has to play QD.
Yeah.
I mean this thing's low. How's QD's new paddle gonna do? The Sipic?
Yeah.
He's got a new paddle.
New clothing.
New clothing. Yeah. New shoes.
Who are the shoes?
I know some Vietnamese company. I mean, the dude is, and Titan Ball Machines.
Nice.
The dude is just racking up sponsors
Duke
right now.
Dong, let's go.
Yeah, his dad, Duke, will you be my agent?
Duking it out.
Duke, I want you to be my agent, and I want Bao to come on and be our third member of KOTC.
All right, moving on to women's singles, but first we got to give a big shout out to C&D Pickleball Nets. They are the best pickleball nets out there. If you're interested in elevating your playing experience, go check them out at bestpickleballnets.com and use code KOTC. They also have a much more economic net, which retails at $15.99, and if you use code KOTC, you save yourselves quite a bit of money. I have a C&D Pickleball net at my house. I'm not joking, as I think I've said this before, but we locked it into place. It has the wheels.
Yeah.
Not once, and it's been set up about a year. Not once has it moved.
Tyler,
And so these wheels are very strong.
we have 20 plus mile per hour winds outside right now.
It's not moving.
I guarantee you that your net is not.
So
the doors
basically-
are flying open.
Yeah. So that speaks to the quality of these nets.
I point like people can see,
Exactly.
like they know.
These nets are incredible. Go check them out. Like I said, I promise it will elevate your playing experience by playing with a quality net. Still to this day, I see a lot of these new venues popping up. I am shocked at how many of them still are using these lower quality nets.
It doesn't make any sense.
Use
Like,
C&D.
There's a new facility here in Utah that just has a couple courts, and I went to it, and they use a cheaper net, and it's like it makes a difference.
Yep.
It matters. Or dude, my neighbor just had this beautiful new court poured, right? Gorgeous court poured, and he has a temp net.
Yep.
And I'm like, dude, what? You just spent 50 grand on your court. Go dig up, like, you don't even have to buy the top of the line C&D. Go, if you're going to spend 50 grand on the court, go get the $15.99 that's more economical.
Yeah.
It's better than this $200 net that you're putting up. Like, it doesn't make any sense. There's nothing better than the C&D. Go check it out.
Go check them out. Thank you for the support, C&D. They've been with us since the beginning.
Yeah.
And we love our sponsors.
We need one of those little half kitchen nets.
Yes.
Put it in the podcast studio.
Should we?
Yeah, 100%.
Actually, a good idea. Okay,
Troy,
moving on
Tyler.
to women's singles. Okay, Jimmy, take us away. We got Emily.
Women's singles, we have the GOAT, Annalie Waters. She is obviously the 1 seed. Now look, women's singles, Tyler, has a round of 64.
Round of 64.
That is chock full.
Yep.
Is there qualies for women's singles too? It looks like it,
There
yes.
might be, yeah.
No, there is, because there's TBD on there.
Yeah.
So we have a women's singles qualies plus round of 64.
Okay.
So
Any interesting matchups you see?
yeah, so I really love, look, Georgia Johnson is going to have to play AL in the round of 16. I think that's a pretty good matchup. Your girl, Utah Black Diamonds, Mev, Safdar,
Yes,
nicest human on tour.
maybe.
She will take on Paris Todd if she wins her round of 64 match. Helena Jansen, who has been very good at singles, there's a good chance that she'll get the winner of Mev and Paris in the round of 16. That's tough. That's putting people
Salome's back.
Salome, Megan
Dominique.
Dezan is playing singles.
Megan Dezan. I think Elise is playing singles
Elise
as well.
Jones is playing
Yeah.
singles, yep.
So, great to see. As for me, I still think Annalie kind of has the women's singles on lockdown.
Yeah. Now we will see. There's a good chance So Felicity DeLauro is a very high-ranked tennis player. I believe she played at Texas Tech. She was drafted by, was it Columbus? I can't remember. She was picked by a team, but she's playing Alex Trong in the first round.
Okay.
The winner of that has a chance of playing Jeannie Bouchard.
Jeannie Bouchard, yeah.
And Alex and Jeannie had a good battle a couple weeks ago that went 3. So that one could be a good matchup. Two of the best personalities, we're going to call them, on tour. Marcella Hones,
Okay.
girlfriend of Rafa Hewitt, and Camilla Zilvetti. If you don't follow her, go check her out. She makes some of the best reels and videos out there.
Yeah.
So that could just be a barrel of fun.
Will it be live streamed?
I hope so. I hope they live stream it. Lina, there's a good chance we see Lina versus Millie Rain. Catherine Parento is a 7 seed. And we'll have to play Jelena Ingram, who we saw pull the upset of Jeannie Bouchard at Red Rock.
And also, I think they said that can't be true. I thought PPA announced that Jelena was the youngest women's signed player, but that's not true. But she's 17.
Yeah, she might be the youngest right now.
Maybe right now.
Right now, yeah.
Maybe
She
right
could be
now,
the youngest right now because Annalie's 18 now. But she has to get through Maya Bowie, which is no joke either. So
I met Maya Bowie's dad.
Oh, you met him?
Yeah.
So he's been messaging me for a while.
Yeah.
He actually messaged me October of last year, and he said, "Hey, I just want to reach out. I just want to let you know for a name to watch. Her name's Maya Bowie." He said she just started playing, and he's like, she played tennis at University of San Francisco. He's like, but she just picked up a paddle. Okay, and that was October of last year, and then he messaged me right before MLP. I actually sent a couple texts to people who were signing players and said, before MLP that they should look into her. They ended up getting her signed, and she's so far. I mean, she looks pretty solid.
Well, yeah. Yep.
She's gonna be good. But he told me that she has a sister. I think her name's Jade. I can't remember. I don't want to butcher that. And he said that she is also very good, and she just started playing. So Maya is not like a Jack Sock where she's been playing since 2018. Maya picked up a paddle, he said 7 months ago. That was probably about 9 months ago now. Yeah. Which is pretty impressive. Anyway, so yeah, I love seeing these up and coming players. It only makes the sport better, grow stronger. Caitlin Christian's back from her injury. Okay. So she got to miss all of the nonsense with her MLP team. Look, AL is still the GOAT. It's going to be tough to knock her off. I think that's going to be the most impressive. I do like Kate Fahey versus Leah Jansen.
Do we see a return of the paddle to the forehead?
I mean, if Leah beats her, we might. Okay. So, because we could see Kate versus Leah in the quarters. So.
Okay, moving on to mixed doubles.
Yeah, mixed doubles.
All right, so we have Ben and Annalie, which, a little side note, do you think in reviewing the Johns' fine or suspension, do you think they took into account that, hey, if we suspend Ben, then Annalie is left without a partner?
100%. You had to. Yeah.
Do you think that played a role into the decision?
I don't know if it played like an actual role, but I think that it was definitely something that was considered. I bet all things were considered. I bet the fact that contract negotiations are coming are considered. I would say that TV viewership, because I would say that the size of this tournament, right? This is a massive tournament coming up.
Dude, it is a hurricane outside right now.
I know, and the C&D hasn't moved.
Wow.
The size of this tournament, right? It's a slam. It's one of the biggest tournaments of the year. I think that was taken into consideration. Yeah. So you suspend Ben. Now Annalie doesn't have a partner for a slam. Now look, do I think that Annalie could have found a partner very quickly? Of course she could have, but what type of chain reaction does that cause for everybody else? Yep. So yeah, all that was taken into
Okay, mixed doubles. So Annalie, Ben, they're the number 1 seed. Yeah. Do you see any matchups or partnerships that you're interested in keeping?
So the Newmans are back together. Riley and Lindsay back together.
Okay.
It's like 2020 all over again.
Okay.
I like that. I actually think that QD and Anna Bright is interesting. QD hasn't had great mixed results. He's played with AB before, and they didn't do that well. I think they lost in the quarters, maybe. So that'll be a good matchup to see. I think Mari Humberg and CJ Klinger, hopefully he's healthy. They're always tough. Hayden and Kate Fahey.
Yes. Yep.
So they played together the first match in mixed at MLP, and then they kind of went back to the. But Hayden and Kate will be pretty good. Fed and Catherine. The other one that Jade and Dylan Frazier could be interesting.
Okay.
Dylan, he's really loving that left side. I mean, he's going to be left-sided mixed anyways, but he's been trying to really break in on the left side. James Ignatowicz and Tyler Black.
Okay.
That team is a team that honestly could make it to the finals or could lose in the second round. Depends on which Ignatowicz shows up. Or the first round. You, Tyler, are with Lane, California Black Bear, Lane Sleeth. You guys will take on, I don't even see.
Lena and I think Yates. Lena, and Yates.
So we got some bear on bear crime.
Yeah.
So only one of the bears are going to advance. Bad news, only one bear advances. Good news is a bear will advance.
Yeah.
right? How do you? Oh wait, Yates.
I think so.
So Black Diamonds versus
Yeah.
Black Diamonds, and Bears versus Bears.
There you go.
That's fun. Rachel Rohrabacher and Deckel, Max Freeman, Alex Trong. That's a team that might, make a little bit of noise. Xiaomei and Megan Dazan. We haven't seen that team together.
Nope.
So that's kind of a new. Also, just because I think it's going to be entertaining, Brandon French and Andrea Coop.
Also, Sam Querrey and Camilla. Isn't Camilla pretty short?
Yeah.
And
So
Sam
yeah.
Querrey is pretty tall.
Most handsome man in pickleball, Craig Johnson, playing with the 17-year-old phenom, Jelena Ingram. Yeah, I mean, there's great. Look, dude, there's nothing easy anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's crazy is, Christian and Etta. So we have Ranchers teammates playing together. I mean, any of these teams can make a deep run. That's what's, Eric Onsens and Millie. I mean, this is wild. Travis and Elise, are they locked in? I feel like Travis and Elise and Callie and Jay are locked in forever.
Yeah, I feel like every time I talk to them, they're always like, oh, we only have 1 or 2 more tournaments, but then it keeps going on like that, so who knows?
So the winner of your match, you and Lane versus Lina and Yates, will take on most likely James and Tyra.
Okay.
So.
Any advice for that if we get there?
Yeah, just get in James's ear. I mean.
James doesn't listen to anything.
His heart rate's going to be going so fast.
Should I leave some coffee, some cold brew for him?
Yeah, get him some cold brew. All right, moving on.
Okay, women's doubles or men's? What do you want to go into?
Let's go women's. I love women's doubles.
Okay, real quick, we also got to give a big shout out to Vulcan Pickleball. Vulcan. We love their ball. They are a sponsor of the King of the Court podcast.
We used to have one right here.
Yeah, we used to have one, but
can we put one in my hand?
Don't ask that.
Is that
too many demands. They have the V Pro Flight. It is the ball used at the MLP tournaments and also some of the PPA tournaments.
Yeah.
Great visibility. Play with the ball the pros use, and go check it out at vulcansportinggoods.com and use code KOTC25 or just KOTC for the best price possible. Do we want to know what that is?
I don't know. Vivarin. Vivarin?
I don't know. Okay, moving on to women's doubles.
All right, women's doubles.
So the number 1 seed is not.
I have to use my phone because my iPad's not connecting.
Is not Catherine and Annalie. It is Catherine Parento and Rachel.
So Catherine played one more event without AL, and so she ended up having more points.
Yes, yeah.
Or was Rachel? Did Rachel play?
Rachel probably had more points
than AB.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Yeah, and so they end up getting the 1 seed, which Matty Pickles. He pointed that out. I'm curious if that was not pointed out and made public, how the seeding would have actually taken shape. Not saying that there was going to be some fudging of the numbers, but it might have been something that just people assumed, So I really Catherine and Rachel is going to be interesting. I mean, I think Catherine's a right side player. I think Rachel is a better right side player, but she can play a little bit of left. But overall, I would say that they're probably both better on the right. So we'll see one of them has to become the alpha in that matchup, and so we'll see what happens. I really like Georgia and Jade Kawamoto.
Okay.
I think that Georgia, when she's on, she's really freaking good. She can play on the left, and Jade, Jade's going to make a lot of balls, and she's going to reset a lot of mistakes that Georgia. Georgia gets a little trigger happy sometimes, and I think Jade can reset a lot of those mistakes for her. So that's going to be a tough team. Lucy and Leia have had success. I mean, they're the longest freaking team ever, Team Wingspan.
Yeah.
Oh, is that a good nickname?
Team Wingspan?
Yeah, I like it.
Go for it.
Kate and Tina, solid. And then we have the 2025 debut of AL and Anna Bright. AL and AB. The new, who keeps the girlies nickname? Or should they just come up with something else?
I thought they could keep it, but you think they need to rebrand?
Yeah, Team Gucci?
Team Gucci.
What should they be? Team Gucci Peacock? Isn't her mom the Peacock or something? Pickleball Peacock?
Sounds right.
Yeah. Anyways, they actually will take on, there's a good chance, they could take on Lane Sleeth and Andrea Coop.
Yeah.
Lane Sleeth's got some tough draws. Callie and Elise, the Utah connection. I like Vivian and Etta, Vivian David.
Who wins, Callie and Elise versus Vivian and Etta? Who do you have?
I like Vivian and Etta in that one, actually.
I think on paper, which is a little bit interesting, I think on paper they would be the favorites to come out, but I would not put it past Callie and Elise.
Yeah, I agree.
Elise has been playing well, and I'm assuming they've been getting a lot of reps in here in Utah.
Yeah, for sure. There's a chance that they see Allie Phillips and Olivia McMillan, so we get another Utah girl in the mix as well.
Yep.
Shout out Allie Phillips. All right, Hurricane, Tyra Black and Paris Todd. That's a good team that they've played a lot together. They've had good results. I think that's a team that's always going to compete for that 3rd, 4th spot. And with this, there's a good chance that their problem is their side of the draw. They're on the AB. Are they on the ABAL side? Yeah, they're on the ABAL side. So that's what hurts them, is the side of the draw. Mari Humberg and Megan DeZon.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
So 2 former Fives player and now the new Fives player. AL's MLP partners.
Will Ryan Harwood show up and start counting on his fingers?
I hope so. That's the only way that they'll get fired up, is if he does. So yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I think AL and AB are heavy favorites.
Okay.
Heavy favorites, but it's that second finalist, and that second finalist is gonna really. I think it's gonna come down to Jade and Georgia, and I actually think we're gonna see an upset, and it's gonna be Lacey and Jesse versus Jade and Georgia in the finals.
Okay.
In the semifinals.
I don't want to say I've been bagging on the women's doubles, but I will say the last few tournaments have been a lot more exciting, a lot more entertaining.
Yeah.
Seems like there's a lot more parity between the matchups now.
Yeah.
So it's fun. I love to see it.
Yeah, I mean, even the first round, there's good players, good matchups in this first round.
Okay.
So, all right, men's.
All right, last but not least, men's doubles.
Tyler.
Jimmy, James,
Hayden.
Jimothy.
And Federer the one.
Okay.
But
Ryan Cherry and Sam Query, let's go.
I mean, that's just gonna be fun. I mean, thank goodness they get the only guy that's older than Cher Bear, which is Steve Deacon. Which Steve Deacon is playing with
James Delgado.
Who's on the Night Owls, and Deacon's the alleged GM.
Yeah. He's
the GM in name only, so we can keep it under wraps who the real GM is. But Eric Onson's, this is where I think it's fun. Eric Onson's and Rafa Hewitt will get Hayden and Fed in the round of 16.
That could be
They
fireworks.
could get hot.
Yeah.
Like, they could get hot enough to beat them. So that'll be exciting. The other in these early matchups, I really like. I mean, Scarp and Dow just won Challenger. They just won PPA Challenger.
Okay.
Did you see Dow get hit?
I did not know.
He got hit and almost got knocked out.
In the face?
Yeah.
By a ball?
He went down. It was shaking everywhere. I don't know if that was because he got hit or because he was on something.
Are you making fun of him?
No, not at all. I'm sure the lighting was bad. That's the only reason anyone ever gets hit anymore.
Did he not have a lumen checker with him?
He should have brought it. Jay DeVilliers and Augie.
Okay.
No Pat Smith. Pat Smith is with Julian Arnold.
Okay.
You and Connor Garnett will most likely, you have to get through Utah's own, Spencer Smith and Chuck Taylor. They know your game.
Yes.
They're going to take you to 3.
Yes, most likely. They'll play the best they've ever played.
Yep. They train with you guys.
Yeah.
You just but the winner of that will take most likely Matt Wright and Riley Newman. Will we have chirp? Will the chirping come back? Will Connor Garnett be called one-dimensional? Will you be told that's the ugliest shot in pickleball? Will Matt Wright's knees creak as he approaches the net? What will happen in that matchup?
I would imagine it would either be one of two things: very spicy or very anticlimactic, where there's not much talking.
That's fair. Be interesting.
This is Riley's second tournament that he's played with Matt since he dropped him, right?
Yeah, yeah. But Riley's throwing it back because he's got Lindsay and Matt. Riley's trying to recapture that 2022 magic.
Yeah.
James Ignatowicz is with Colin Johns.
Yes. Yep.
Who's going to play the left?
I would imagine James.
I would too, but I feel like he's trying to brand himself as a right side guy. That'll be interesting. A lot of eye rolls on that one. I mean, I don't know how much Colin communicates with his partners, but he's not going to be able to. Dylan and Deckel.
To be honest, Yuta and Craig could be, well, assuming Craig and Yuta win, they'd play Colin and James, and that could be tough for them.
Yeah, that could. Here's the other one I really like. Noe and Tyson McGuffin and Deckel and Dylan. So they're on different sides, but
Wait, what are you saying?
I'm just saying Tyson and Deckel are not together.
Yes, yeah.
So Deckel and Dylan are the 4 seed, and then Noe and Tyson are the 9.
Yep.
Noe and Tyson will take on J-Dub and CJ most likely. Deckel and Dylan will probably get Zane and Roscoe.
Man, these round of 16s are tough now.
Dude, the round of 16
Rounds
are
of
going to be
16s
nuts.
are tough.
They're going to be nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, to make the round of 16, you have to beat Matt and Riley.
Yep.
Like, no more quarterfinal jackasses.
Wait, no, that would. Yeah, wait. Yes, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, and then, well, that's the thing. So let's just look at your draw, right? You would have to be, this is what you'd have to do to go to the finals, most likely. Matt and Riley, and then
Ben and Gabe.
And then...
Which is funny because after that it almost opens up a
Yeah,
little
but
bit.
then probably Andre and Christian.
Yeah, Andre and Christian, yeah.
I mean, dude, that's tough.
Yeah.
And then you know, say Hayden and Fed if all the seeding holds out.
Yeah.
That's...
But this is good. This is good for pickleball.
Yeah,
we like
it's
it.
great.
We
Yeah.
like it.
So, yeah, I like it. I'm excited. Atlanta, it's nice to have a PPA that's
Who do
back.
you have top 3 for men's?
For men's, I
You
like...
going with your guys, Hayden and Fed?
I like Hayden Fed. I actually like Ben and Gabe. I think Ben's going to be a little bit motivated. I think he's going to try and shift the narrative a little bit and come out motivated for this. It's hard to bet against Christian and Deskew. I know that it's weird that we're going all the top 3 seeds, but I like the top 3 seeds to come out of this.
Okay.
And I could see, you know, Tyson and Noe. I could see you and Connor. I could see some other team kind of surprising some people. But again, dude, I'm telling you right now, Hayden and Fed could win. They could beat Onsens and Rafa 11-0, 11-1, and they could go to 3 and have to win a third game 12-10.
Yep.
Like, that's how hot those two can be.
Okay.
So,
All right. So a few other items of business. Did you want to get into Kloss's article or skip it?
well, look, here's the situation. Jim Kloss wrote an article.
So this has got me fired up the past few weeks.
Yeah.
I thought that he wrote this a while ago.
He did, but what happened was,
Somebody reposted it or something?
no. He wrote an article, and then he wrote a prediction article for Atlanta.
Okay.
And in that Atlanta article, he mentions it again.
Gotcha.
That's what happened. So first of all, he did his top men and top women
Yeah.
in PPA. When he did his top men article, he put Will Howes at like number 8, something like that. There's a lot of argument about that because Will Howes essentially hasn't been tested other than in MLP
Yep.
against any of the top men. And so it's all speculation.
Yep.
You feel like him being in the top 10 is a little bit of a slap in the face to the people who are grinding on the PPA tour
Yep.
week in and week out.
I just don't think you can compare them at all.
Yeah.
He's not playing in the PPA. Well, and when he hasn't had the results.
Yeah. Yeah. And Anna Bright even like posted on Twitter, she was like, you know, how does PPA Challenger compare to APP? And of course, APP players are like, it's not even close. And PPA, you know, players are like, well, we think Scarpa and Dow, who won it, actually would legitimately compete on APP.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like Scarpa did play APP for a while, and he was...
I just think they're different events. And then the other thing that really frustrates me is they need to be specific. He's saying he's a top 10 PPA player. Now, had he said he's a top 10 MLP player, that's fine. But
he's saying top 10 pickleball player in the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't make sense. It's like saying, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's like saying there's some basketball player in China who's never played in the NBA, but saying, oh, he's so good because he's won every single game in China. It doesn't matter. He's not playing NBA games.
Yeah, there's a difference, right? There is a clear cut.
And when he actually has played PPAs, he hasn't done well. His results.
There's a clear cut best league in the world, and it's tough to be top at anything if you're not playing.
If you're not playing it.
If you're not playing in that best league. Now,
if you're saying, I think he has the potential to be a top 10, then I think that's different. But when you're saying he is a top 10 player right now, I think that's disrespectful and just wrong. I think it's not even close.
Rob Nunnery was dominating APPs for a while. Not that that's a knock on Rob Nunnery, but I'm just telling you that that's like the level of some of these of what these APPs can be.
Listen,
right?
I actually like Will, and I know a lot of people don't, but I actually like him.
Will, I like Will too.
He wants to come on the show. I talked to him.
He should.
Yeah.
Will's a stud. I text back and forth with Will all the time.
Yeah. I just think if you want to claim to be the best, which actually he is claiming he is. He is claiming he is.
Will. Here's the thing with Will is he does not lack confidence and he owns it. He feels like he is.
Yes.
And he feels like he's proven it, and he won a Triple Crown in APP.
Yeah.
And in Will Howell's eyes, which again, this is not a knock on Will Howell's, in his eyes, he's saying, what else am I supposed to do? I'm winning a Triple Crown in the league that I'm playing in.
Play PPA. I think he can play PPA right now. It's just he's not under contract to play PPA until next year.
Yeah. So we'll see how that works out. But yeah, once he starts playing consistently, then we'll see, right? And then we'll get the I told you so from Kloss, or he'll just go quiet and pretend. But the other thing that I do think is really funny about that is Kloss did not have Jade
in the top 30.
In the top 30, and then yet in his article he just predicted Jade and Georgia to make the finals. Mm-hmm. So does he think Georgia is that good that she's going to carry a non-top 30 player to the finals?
I don't follow him that much, but I think he really is high on Georgia, like really high.
No, she's number 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he
does think she's.
He has Georgia carrying a non-top 30 player to the finals, which is just crazy. I really think he just forgot about Jade and he just doesn't want to own it.
Yeah.
Because there's not a world out there where she's not a top 30 player.
Do you think he can tell the difference between the two?
No, he doesn't even know there's 2. He has no idea that there's 2 different ones. Why would he? 1, they're not from Phoenix. 2, they're not Riley Newman. So why would he know any difference between anybody else? So anyways, again, it's not like I think it's a good talking point.
It's a great talking point, and players love to hear it.
Because Eric Tice, who writes for Think, is on board with it too.
Yeah, yep.
I
just don't think you can say that at all. Like that, I'm sorry, like I like you guys, but you can't say that. It has zero credibility to it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's the thing is a lot of people.
I was kind of trolling people in Discord. I said, hey, Grayson Golden's a top 5 player because he just beat Hayworth or whoever it is, this Armand Batia, he hasn't lost in PPA. Yeah. He's undefeated.
Yeah, he just beat
Why
Hayworth.
can't we not start calling him the best player or top 5 player in PPA?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people think that he is really freaking good.
Well, yeah, I mean, whether or not he is, you can't say that until he's actually played.
He's got to prove it for sure. I think it's something that's got to be earned. But I think that you could say that, like, you know, there is potential there, or there is. It's the framing of it, right?
And I don't have the list in front of me, but they said, I think they even put him in front of Hayden, Gabe, like a couple other top players right now.
There were some players that you could argue.
I'm not even in his top 20, so this doesn't even affect me at all. And so I'm
it does, because it could put, maybe you would be 20. Maybe without Will in there.
Oh, man.
But I mean, he also had Noe up there.
Yeah. I just think results matter.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a lot of players with potential. You look at DJ Young, you look at AJ Kohler, you look at Xiaomei, you look at all these guys. When they're on, they're lights out.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. But it's the low floor, high ceiling.
Yes.
Right. All these guys have low floors and high ceilings, and their high ceilings are incredible.
Yeah.
But the best players in the world.
Okay. Question for you.
High floors and high ceilings.
Who would you say is a better player? If one person makes it to the final, he takes second place in a men's doubles, PPA, but he loses in the round of 16 or before in 4 out of 5 tournaments, versus somebody who gets to the semifinals once and then quarterfinals 4 out of the 5 times.
Yeah, I think that the consistency is.
Who would you say is a better player?
I think that the consistency is the better player.
So you would say the second option?
The second option.
Okay.
I think that's I think it's the consistency that matters.
I would agree, but I feel like there's so many people out there who say, oh, he got a gold medal. Oh, he got a silver. Oh, he made the finals this tournament.
Yeah, well, look, dude, I mean, one perfect example of that is Augie, right? Augie went, I think that him and Xiaomei got a bronze at Masters.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I was saying.
And him and Tyra got a bronze. Yeah. And then all of a sudden his skyrocketed, and then Augie's had quite a few first round exits. Now look, he won a MLP, but the point is he was the,
well, still in MLP, he's doing great.
But like the recency bias, he was at the very top for a long time. And that's because he had those results. But now, you know, a year and a half later, or a year later, his results haven't been as consistent. I mean, he's ranked 20-something probably in PPA right now. And that's right where he probably should be. So.
Anyways, it's a fun talking point. I'd love to talk to any of these players that have him in the top 10, and I'd love to understand their reasoning for it.
And look, here's the reality though. Maybe some of these Florida players do because they play with him every day.
And that's fine. I don't care if he is the number one, but he has to prove it. He has to earn it.
I agree, but they have a bullet point that we don't.
Sure.
And that's that they get to watch him every day. And
if he comes out there, if he comes out here and wins his first tournament, I would love to put him in the top 5. I would say he's the next best player.
Yeah, I mean, I think he has a winning record over Ben Johns. It's just an MLP. Just saying.
Okay, anything else? I thought there was one more talking point we had.
No, I think that was really...
Okay, let's get into questions. But first, Jimmy, we don't have it here. Holey Performance. Tell us about Holey Performance as the weather increases.
Yeah, the weather increases. That means that you're going to start to... the temperature increases. You're going to sweat a little more. You're going to lose minerals. You're going to lose vital supplements that your body, what's the word? Secretes. Ooh, big word. So how do you replenish those? Holey Performance. Go to holeyperformance.com. You can use code KOTC. We have our own special flavor. We have white gummy. Their orange flavor is incredible. The thing that I love about Holey is it's not like a one single product. It's a system, Tyler. There's the pre-game. There's the in-game. So there's the before you play. There's the while you play. There's the after you play, the post-game. And then there's the greens. So you can get in all of those vital nutrients that you need. And the greens, by the way, sour apple, best greens I've ever tasted in my entire life. So go check them out, Holey Performance. Honestly, they have the sample packs available if you just want to try it for the first time. I actually got a message from one of the our friends of the show, Gloria Brownson. You know Gloria? North Dakota, South Dakota. One of the Dakotas, Gloria. We met her a couple times. She's awesome. She said that her boss tried our Holey. Our
exclusive flavor.
Our exclusive flavor.
The KOTC gummy flavor.
Loved it so much that they ordered it for their entire office.
Really?
So that they have it in the break room at the office.
Love it.
For everybody to try. So check it out, holeyperformance.com, code KOTC. Like I said, I take Holey every single day, and if I'm not the picture perfect of health, I don't know who is.
Okay, as amazing as this Picklr is, where we're at,
I think I'm getting high.
The Wi-Fi, the internet signals are very weak at the moment.
Yes.
And so it is not loading all the questions, but we will load them. But first, we had a question that said, can you tell me more about the Carolina Hogs name? Why would anyone name them the Hogs? I would want to tank a game as well.
Yeah, I don't know where it came from.
Okay, I'm got to do that. Who's the cell phone commercial where he's trying to get service? Is that T-Mobile?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I'm trying to get service now.
So look, here's the thing with the Hogs. And actually, I think Samin, MLP Commissioner Samin Adhwani, made a great point about this.
Keep talking. I'm going to try to get service here.
I think he was on Caitlin Kerr's podcast, one of the podcasts, and he basically said that he loves the fact that they actually went with the name and they got creative with it, and they didn't just go with, Pickleball Club, because we already have DC Pickleball Club, Brooklyn Pickleball Club. We have another one that's oh, nice. That's just Pickleball Club. So it's nice that there's actually a mascot and there's a nickname, but I do not know where the Hogs came from. I didn't know that there are Hogs in Carolina. I'm sure there's Hogs everywhere, but I didn't know that Hogs were...
You would be a Hogs fan. You look like a Hogs fan.
Is that a fat joke?
No, it's just
You look like a
Hogs fan.
Harder to find. I don't know where the Hogs came from.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Name pros known for partying and not Sherry or Rafa.
For partying?
Partying.
I think they're young kids. We're talking about early 20s kids that most of them should be in college right now. They're probably all party, and we just don't know it. Like, this is what they do on their off time.
Do pros drink soda?
Yes. Yes, there's a pro. I won't out them. That
Me?
Thinks that water is for wussies and drinks Coca-Cola.
At all hours of the day?
Any chance they get, yes.
Really?
Yes.
Who is the worst dinker on the PPA Tour?
I think backhand, forehand dinks are different.
I have someone I'm thinking of. Let's see if you get it.
Worst dinker. I mean, I don't want to like call anyone out, but I think Roscoe's a pretty bad dinker.
Oh, ouch. Ouch.
I love Roscoe, but he's not great at dinking. It's okay.
I was thinking of someone else.
Oh, who?
Who always runs around his backhand. Got a massive forehand.
Sock.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not a good dinker either, but so I'll just offend both of them.
Is it an unwritten rule to not go for full send body bags on the women in mixed doubles? Example, the J and Big H.
No, I mean, look, you're playing a professional sport. Now, with that being said, I think that there's like, if you can put a ball away without, hitting them, you probably should. But with that being, I mean, it is what it is. Like, if it's the right shot, it's the right shot. And sometimes the right shot is the left hip.
Yeah. All right, Tyler, stop dodging me. It's been a year. Can we talk about why BPJ and Anna Bright broke up?
Yeah, because
we've talked about it before.
Because BPJ's a clown. Because he's an absolute clown, and Anna Bright made the best decision of her life, and her career is going like this, and his career is going like this, and you wonder why. Look, Anna Bright and she will never come on the pod, and it breaks my heart, and it hurts me.
Who would come on the pod first, Anna Bright or Rachel Rohrabacher?
I think Anna Bright would first. I don't think either one will. But I'll just say this. Anna Bright made the best decision of her life. She is flourishing. She is happier.
Who's she dating now?
She has, I don't know. I'm staying out of that.
You told me, somebody.
She has a glow about her. She has, the color is back in her face.
All right, enough.
Her life is so much better. And then you have this dude that's laying on the ground at Red Rock by the bathrooms, rolling, like, I don't even know how she did it.
Rate the top 3 men's teams. Andre Diascu, Christian Alshon, Ben Johns, Gabe Tardio, and Big H Fed, question mark?
Yeah, I would say
that's probably accurate.
I would probably say Diascu Alshon's 1. I would say Ben and Gabe are 2 and Hayden Fed are 3 right now.
Okay.
I mean, I think you could argue any direction, but yeah, I like that.
Is it realistic that APP spends big money to pull Ben Johns away from PPA next year?
No, because their entire prize pool is less money than he gets paid by PPA. Like that. So, I mean, this is a good question, but just be clear. He makes $15,000 per MLP match.
Yeah.
So he plays 2 games in that match, 211. He'll play a men's doubles.
Wait, are you talking about match or game?
I
think you're talking about like the team matchups.
Yes, match.
Yes.
So he'll
not
play
games.
No. But what I'm saying is that means he gets paid $7,500 for playing 1 men's doubles game and $211 and $7,500 for playing a mixed game, 211.
Quick math: how much does he get for Dreambreaker per point?
Well, it depends now, because if he makes 15, it would actually reduce his amount of his other games. But the point is $7,500 to play 1 game, 211. That's what Ben Johns makes. Sorry, but APP is not going to pay him enough to go anywhere.
Why did I witness Jimmy Miller touching Rafa's lower back at PPA Salt Lake? Are they dating? Do you have something to tell us?
Honestly, it depends on the day. But happy Mother's Day to Renee Hewitt, Rafa's mom. Love her. Absolute legend.
Is J.W. Johnson arguably the best partner for Anna Bright?
No. I think the best partner for Anna Bright is Andre Diascu.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wish list for KOTC guests. Number 1, Tyson. 2, Julian. 3, Anna Bright.
No, 1, Anna Bright. That's my number 1.
No, 1, Rachel.
Rachel's my number 2. Just like she's number 2 on every team she plays on.
Julian's got to be number 1.
Julian, we could get. I think we could get Julian.
But he's got to come on.
He's in Nashville now.
Yeah.
He bought a home. Yeah. Bought a house for his kittens. I think that if I had to do top 3 and they're actually like top 3 pro pickleball players, I would say Anna Bright's 1, Rachel's 2, and Julian would be 3.
Okay.
Maybe Colin Johns 4. Tyson would probably be 5. If we had that lineup, we'd break the internet.
Did Adidas make a big mistake in signing Federico? He has not used Adidas paddle since Tucson.
No, because we're all talking about it. They made a big mistake
Yeah,
in
but
not
it's
having
in a negative way.
Well, kind of, but I mean, when has Adidas ever been this relevant and this talked about in pickleball? Adidas made a massive mistake in not having a paddle suitable for Federico's needs when they signed Federico. And what I mean by that is they knew that he was being very specific about what he wanted, and they said that they could duplicate what he wanted, and they haven't been able to do it.
Okay, this one's going to be hurtful or awesome for me. Rank the top 5 lefties in the game right now.
All right, I'm going to say Jade is 1.
Okay.
Are we going men or women?
I was thinking men, but
Okay.
you can do women too.
Jade is 1, Olivia McMillan is 2 on the women's side.
I'm shocked on that.
I think that's it. All right, I'm going to say number 1 is CJ
Okay.
right now.
Okay.
Number 2 is you.
Okay.
Number 3 is Pablo.
Okay.
Number 4 is Rafa.
Okay.
And number 5 is Max Freeman.
Over Augie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thoughts?
That goes. I mean, that's fine. But once again, in my opinion, whether that's true or not, Max Freeman has not proved anything.
I agree. That's just
Augie's proved.
It probably should be Augie, but it's just all potential. It's all off of potential. Give me your top 5 without you in it.
I would agree. Yeah. Except for,
Give me your top 3 lefty women.
I don't even know the lefty women.
There's only 2 that I know of.
It's Olivia, number 1 for sure.
Over Jade?
Yeah. 100%.
Well, Jade's not even top 30.
100%. Mari's not lefty, right?
No. Is Jade, how about this? If you combine men and women, is Jade more effective as a lefty than like CJ? Or is
No.
it different in women's?
It's different.
Yeah.
Oh, I lost the service. Hold on, let me see if I can go pick
Okay.
up these questions
Go
again.
get back.
Oh, let's see. All right, as of right now,
Augie's going to hate me, by the way.
Well, as of right now,
It's more because I forgot, not because I...
as of right now, who's a better right side player, Matt Wright or Colin Johns?
That's a great question, but it's Matt Wright by a mile. By a freaking million miles. Matt Wright still has good hands. He still hits very good drops. And he still has good counters at his age. Also, he's 15 years older than Colin Johns, so you have to factor that in.
Okay.
Now look, Colin is fine as a right side player with if he had one of the, who are the best left side players in the game? Ben, Daescu, who's your number 3? Fed?
Yeah, I mean, he has the results.
Okay.
I think, yeah.
So we'll just take those 3. This is just an example, okay? Does Colin Johns win with Ben? He did,
Yeah.
and they lost.
Mm-hmm.
Does Colin Johns win with Daescu?
I would say no.
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 Does Colin Johns win with Fed? No.
No.
Does Matt Wright win with Daescu? I think he does. I think he can.
He could.
And I think he could win with Fed. I think they're better.
Yeah. Okay.
So I would say Matt's better than Colin.
All right. Do you think Thomas Wilson can be competitive if he returns to competitive pickleball?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he's doing right now, like in his off time. It sounds like he can't even walk upstairs without, so I doubt he's playing a lot of pickleball. And they haven't figured out his diagnosis. He just went on Hannah Johns' podcast, and they kind of talked about it. The diagnosis they thought he had was not, so now they think maybe it's an autoimmune disease. I mean, he's dealing with a lot. Do I think he can be competitive? Sure, but he's also 34 years old.
Yeah.
He's been out of pickleball for over a full year now, a year and a half.
Yeah, yeah.
It's going to take some time. What sucks is him and Vivian David were probably the number 2, number 3 mixed team in the world.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was having great results, and he was as good as he'd ever been. And so yeah, that's what sucks is it, like in terms of his career, it couldn't have come at a worse time. I mean, I'm sure his health could never come at a good time. But in terms of his career, it was awful, and it's going to be a lot for him to get back. And honestly, the longer it goes, the harder it's going to be for him to come back. And we're talking, I mean, there's 20 players now on tour that he's probably never even seen or played against.
Yeah. 100 Jimmy Millers versus 1 Silverback.
Oh, we wreck a Silverback. Absolutely. I mean, that's the dumbest question people ask, because like, 2 Jimmy Millers would freaking take a Silverback. One would go over the legs, one would distract them, and it's over.
Explain ShareBear. He's a low-level pro, but seems to be in everyone's entourage.
Because he's the nicest guy out there. He will literally give you the shirt off his back. He's entertaining as hell. He loves pickleball, and he just wants to grow the game. Like, there's always that guy who, you know, like, he's still under contract, so he's going to show up and play. He's going to do the best he can. And there's always that guy in every sport, right? That maybe, you know, hangs on a little bit too long. But ShareBear is good for the sport. He's entertaining.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's just a good dude.
He's got great stories.
Yeah, great stories. He's a good guy. He's the person that you want. He's going to take you under your wing. He's going to show you, you know, where all the best chicken wings are in Atlanta, even if it's at the strip club. Like,
yeah.
ShareBear's that guy.
I feel like we need the lumen checker. I feel like it's gotten darker since we started.
You see? Dude,
What if he just got knocked out by like a rock?
This
that
is
fell
a
from the...
third of the lumens
Is that really a lumen checker?
of the friggin' PPA. No, it is a measurer, actually. You were right. That's 30, by the way.
32 feet.
32 feet, that ceiling.
Yeah. Okay, Jimmy, anything
awesome.
else?
No, but you can lob in here for sure.
Lobgate? Lob City?
Lob City. No, I'm pumped for Atlanta. I'm excited to watch. I'll be tuned in.
Oh, also, if you're watching this, do us a big favor, hit that like and subscribe button. Also, we just released, we should have, a interview with the directors and authors of the Dreambreaker documentary.
Yeah.
And so go check it out.
Yeah,
really
it's cool. Super cool. Great insight. They went on Rich Eisen, NFL Network. They've been on the Today Show. They've been on, the number of podcasts and like the press tour. So the fact that we are able to get them on is awesome.
Yeah.
Larry David's wife.
Yes.
And the other, oh my gosh, his name just escaped me. Craig, his wife is Barbara Bush, the granddaughter of George W. Bush.
Oh, is that Billy Bush's
cousin?
wife?
I believe cousin.
Oh, okay.
Cousin.
Because there's a connection there.
Yeah,
somewhere.
it's like a cousin. So Craig.
Gotcha.
Craig's wife is Barbara Bush, who is not the Barbara Bush who was the first lady,
Gotcha.
but the granddaughter of the first lady.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I mean, a lot of cool connections.
Okay, Jimmy, real quick, what's your prediction? How many matches do you guys have in Austin for MLP?
So MLP Austin, we play one a day. Oh no, 2 on Saturday. So we play Friday, 2 Saturday, 1 Sunday, 1 Monday.
What's
so
your record
5.
going to be?
I think that I would be very shocked if we didn't walk out of there 4-1.
Okay.
Or better.
You heard it here first?
Yeah, 4-1 or better.
Okay.
So, I mean, we start with a smash, so we're going to start 1-0. We're going to have tons of momentum, and we're just going to roll.
Is Travis Kaysen?
Sarah Ansberry and Martina Frantova, who just got engaged. Congratulations, Martina.
Wasn't she dating Pablo?
Yeah, for a while, yeah.
A while
He
ago,
was on
though.
Aces. They were on Aces together. Yeah.
No, I think it was longer.
No, I think it was when they were on the Aces.
That was only like 6 months ago.
No. Way back in the day. Martina was on the Aces at the time.
Oh, Martina, gotcha.
Yeah, I was on the Aces at the time. I think with Tyra.
Should we check out these floor plans? What do you think about this?
Yeah, this is awesome. Also, Tyler, before we go, congratulations to the true voice of pickleball, in my opinion, Mish McMahon, who is getting married.
She got married?
She got married today.
Wow, congrats.
Today, as we're filming this, Mish got married. Congrats, Mish. Funny story. Let me tell you a story about this. Mish, I was talking to Mish about a year ago or so, probably about a year ago. And it was after an event, and she said she was going to Columbus. And I said, why are you going to Columbus? And she said, this guy that I'm talking to lives in Columbus, and I just want to see if there's something more there. I can't really figure it out. And she's marrying him today.
Wow.
So congrats, Mish.
He must have had a lot of Bitcoin.
He must have a lot of Bitcoin.
We'll see you guys later.
Remember when we had Mish on our pod?
Yes.
She did it from his house.
Yeah.
That was when she first met him.
Yeah.
KOTC Karma.
Only good things.
Yeah.